India have started the year 2024 with a 3-0 sweep of Afghanistan in the shortest format. From that, we shall move to the oldest format. A 5-test match series between India and England starts on the 25th of Jan in Hyderabad. That's the first test match. Ben Stokes' team are going to come to India with a chef. But what they need is to replicate their performance from about 10 years ago. That's the last time they won a test series in India. But it's been a while since they won a test match in India. The last tour a couple of years ago, they won that first test match in Chennai. A quick look at the India squad first for this 5-test match series. In fact, India have announced the squad only for the first two. Now, Johan, there is talk of KL Rahul possibly playing as a specialist batter. How do you like that idea?
Yeah, I mean, great. I mean, I think KL Rahul as a specialist batter, what that tells me is that the pitch might turn a bit because then you go for a proper specialist keeper. That's why you're playing KL as a special batter, because you think you're going to need a lot of good glove work behind the stumps in terms of stumping, catches to the spinners, having that. So I think it's the right decision. KL has been fabulous. I've always said that if KL finishes his career without more than 5,000 test runs, I, as a huge fan of KL, will be very disappointed.
And given how that Cape Town test match pitch was, I suppose the English media will have to think of newer things to write about, because there is a very strong chance the ball will turn in the second session on day one in India.
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, can I say that bringing a chef to India, where I have to say that, hospitality in India and the Far East is far ahead of whatever you get in any part of the world.
Listen, I've stayed in hotels in England on an India tour, where honestly some of the rooms that we've stayed in, you could touch the walls from the bed, both sides of the walls from your bed. That's how small those rooms were.
Yeah, I mean, literally. So for them to talk about having to bring a chef into India is a bit much. I mean, cooking, all these things have dramatically increased. Yeah. But I think part of it is the whole play about, mental battles that, our players, and I think they're actually shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I mean, by saying that I need a chef, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot because their players are going to be scared. Yeah. A young 18-year-old like a Rehan Ahmed is coming to India and he's wondering, what are they so scared about? Is the food in India that dodgy? And why would you want to put that in a player's head? So two things. I mean,
you're coming to the land where your national food, curry, is curry is your national food.
Chicken tikka masala,
exactly. Chicken tikka masala, and you're coming to the land that's,
I'm not sure if that chef is going to help them prepare for what's on the menu.
They're going to miss the real chef, Alistair Cook.
Absolutely. Because the Indian spin trio has the ability to make them eat humble pie, Joy.
Oh, absolutely. I like that. Well done, Manish Batavia.
Well done.
So there's Kuldeep. There is Akshar Patel, Ravichandran Ashwin, Jadeja. Is it a tricky one to pick the 11 for you? And this one's for the both of you. For Hyderabad, who do you go with?
Look, I think they'll play 3 spinners. There's no doubt in my head at all. They'll play 3 spinners. If they play that, I think it's going to be a toss for the third spinner between Akshar and Kuldeep. But definitely 3 spinners will play. 2 fast bowlers, 3 spinners, and the batters and a specialist keeper. I think that's what they'll go for. Expect every pitch to turn. Every pitch to turn. It doesn't need to be vicious turn, because you don't need the quality of spinners we have. They don't need vicious turn.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the reverse. Just a gentle turner, normal turner. Our bowlers have the quality to be able to get really, really good results out of it.
Rohan, with this squad, it looks like India have moved on from the Pujara era, and that means it'll be Shubman Gill's first real big test at number 3, first home test series for Yashasvi Jaiswal as well. And if you can do well against England, well, the world will remember. It's a marquee 5-test match series.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you do well for India, the world will remember.
Yeah.
Because I think when you do well for India now, because look, we are, in a sense, such a cricket-loving public. We just swallow cricket content and we just love cricket, and the world remembers that. So I think if you do well for India in a big series, like you say, it is a marquee series. Yeah. India-England's always a marquee series. India-Australia, India-England's always a marquee series. And you do well here, these are the performances that will be remembered. So yeah, big one for Shubman, big one for Yashasvi. Again, 2 outstanding young talents, who've made us smile over the last year, and Shubman over the last couple of years who made us really proud. Another opportunity for them to do so.
Bumrah will be well rested as well. One key player to watch out for from India, one each.
Look, for me in conditions like this, Ravindra Jadeja. I mean, Jadeja is a deadly bowler in slightly turning conditions with his accuracy. He's absolutely devastating. Aksar is just as good, and that's a tragedy that they might have to play one of those two.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with whoever's keeping. whether it's KL or KS Bharat or maybe Dhruv Jurel if he makes his debut.
Is it more an internship for Dhruv Jurel?
I would think so. It's more of an internship. Get used to the
mahal of being in
mahal,
India
the atmosphere. What it's like to be part of, the Indian team. The protocol. Just get used to that. It's a bedding in period. But either KS Bharat or KL, whoever keeps, my eyes will be on the keeper.
Clearly, their batting revolves around Joe Root, who scored that magnificent double hundred in Chennai to win them their only test match on England's last test tour to India. But clearly, there will be a lot more build-up content around this series and before the series starts on the 25th. Very quickly, gentlemen, one player to watch out for from England.
From England, I'm going to go...
Ben Stokes may not bowl. Unlikely to bowl.
No, I think it's going to be a test of the batting ability more than anything. So I'm going to go with Joe Root again.
Okay.
Because he's part of the Fab Four. His pedigree, the skill set that he brings to this English team, and just to watch as a cricket fan, I'd love to see Joe Root get some runs.
I mean, I would have gone for Root as well, but I don't want to go to Stoke. I think they will need a third batsman to really get going. If Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett can start getting as an opening pair, it's very important for them. In very hostile conditions, it's important for them to get good starts.